I just have a few more minutes here in the show, and I have something that was a question that was sent to me here that had to do with ambassador. Now, the ambassador talk I give frequently, and being an ambassador is an important part of what we're training other people to do. It's really our core, where we want to have an impact that is incarnational. We don't want to just give info. We want to produce a certain type of person called an ambassador. And as we characterize this, and many of you already know this, ambassadors have three areas of skill, and that would be knowledge, wisdom, and character is the way we put it. You got to know a few things if you're going to be a good ambassador, even in foreign affairs. You have to have a tactical skill to maneuver with wisdom in conversations if you're going to ply your trade, and you also have to have a character that commends the message and doesn't detract from it. Now, as I develop this idea of character in my talks, and also on the Standard Reason University, STRU, course that I teach on this, I mention different ways to make our message more palatable and for us to be more amicable in our engagements with people when we disagree. And I mention a couple of things that's important to be able to say to other people that can soften the atmosphere in an appropriate fashion. One of the things I tell people to say is, be ready to acknowledge that you could be mistaken about some things. And I don't make it up if you don't think you're mistaken about that. You could be mistaken about some issue at hand, then don't say that, because it's not a rhetorical trick. It is an expression of appropriate epistemic humility. That is, we are humble about the limitations of our own knowledge. And we are aware that we can have a confirmational bias. We can be looking for things to confirm our own view about things, and not see the facts for the way they really are if they are contrary to our view. So this is just my attempt of encouraging Christians to be careful and be willing to admit to other people that in some circumstances they might be mistaken about something. Now, this does not mean that you are mistaken or you think you are mistaken. It just means that you're acknowledging that it's possible you could be. And by saying that really softens things a lot, I think. And I think it's an expression of personal integrity. And I know, why would I say that I could be mistaken? Because I have been mistaken. I actually have been. Once or twice. And my wife will tell you, and my kids will tell you, yeah, Papa's been mistaken, right? Okay, so since I know that I've been mistaken, and I pretty much know that I still am mistaken at the moment on things that I already believe now. Wait, you mean you think you believe things that are wrong? Of course I do. Well, why don't you change those things? Well, because I don't know what it is that I'm wrong on, but I can't be the only guy on the planet who's got everything right. So I'm willing to say to a detractor, well, here's my view. I could be mistaken on this, but here are the reasons why I hold the view that I hold. Now, what could I be mistaken on? Well, just about everything. I mean, there's a couple of things, some things that I can't say that with integrity. Like, I won't even go into them right now, but the point I'm making, though, is that most of the things we believe, it certainly is possible that we could be mistaken on them. And the objection that gets raised to me if I say, well, I could be wrong, is that it seems like it might cast doubt on my conviction, that I'm not communicating with confidence. Nobody has ever accused me of not communicating with confidence, with being equivocal about the points that I'm making, unless I am genuinely equivocal and acknowledge it. Well, it could be this, it could be that. I don't know. I'm kind of going here, but I could be mistaken. Maybe it's this. But even in the things that I have strong justification for, even in those, it's possible I could be mistaken. I want to cling to my convictions with the vigor and intensity that my justification allows for. So there are things I'm going to hang on real tightly to, and I'm not going to let go because I have really, really good justification, reasons for them. And other things, well, I maybe not so strong. I think I'm right, and here are the reasons, but I could be mistaken. Now, I think that when we have this, when we demonstrate a certain kind of epistemic humility, that's a humility about what we think we know, it actually softens the conversation, and I think makes our views more palatable to others. Because we are not coming across with a kind of unmitigated dogmatism. I'm right in everything I believe, you're wrong in every way you disagree with me, it's my way or the highway. I mean, that's not a very persuasive atmosphere to be engaged in. But if we're saying, shrugging our shoulders, well, look, I disagree with that. I think you're mistaken. I could be mistaken myself, but here, let me give you the reasons why I think I'm on the right track here. Okay? If by the way, and here's another thing, if we don't think we could be mistaken, then we're not going to be alert about possibly being mistaken, which means we're not going to know it when we are mistaken, all right? As I put it in the past, if you have an unshakable belief in something that is false, then you have an unshakable delusion. And there are a whole lot of people who have an unshakable delusion.